I think he really needed one. Going into merry-go-round is a pretty good map for Dark style, in my personal opinion. And I think that he definitely could turn this around, but if he's mentally not in the right place, that may be a challenge for him. I feel like he's just got to try to focus here. He's had no time to talk to anybody. He needs to win twice in a row now. If TY gets any edge in this game from the start, I just don't see Dark winning it anymore, even though I said the opposite just earlier. All right, guys, we're going to go into game number 4 right now. Here are the round of 8 for the Korea National Finals for WECG for StarCraft.
Down here in the south, 6 o'clock. He's down 1-2. The Zerg player, it's Dark.
And his opponent, of course, over here at the 11 o'clock in blue, it's TY. And he is looking poised to take this series 2-1 right now. Complete confidence. Very strong aggression constantly.
Yeah.
Really not leaving anything to chance of his drops, too. Very careful drops.
Yeah. TY definitely impressing me today. You know, one of the best guys at holding off the aggression, like we say all the time, but just watching it, especially against that Baneling hold on Deadwing, that was like one of the craziest things. His multitasking is just one of the best in the world. You know, say what you want to say about maybe his macro play, wherever he's lacking, he's still one of the best at what he does.
Absolutely. Don't give him an edge, because he's definitely gonna run with it when it comes to drops, when it comes to pushes, when it comes to those parade pushes, the constant aggression, the type of aggression where he's scanning, attacking you at your natural, dropping you in the main. He's got elevators going on. He's got Widow Mines on the low ground. He's got Hellions on the low ground. He's got Hellbats when they're ready at the front to tank and do that extra damage against the Lings. It's almost like against TY, your Banelings just don't even matter because they're going to get focused down. He's going to be in a really good position. And I've been told we have some sort of audio problem, or at least I've been gestured in that regard. So I hope that you guys can hear us, but
yeah, we'll just keep talking in hopes that you do hear us. We'll try to get things figured out on our end.
Yeah, so I have no problem. So maybe they're mistaken. Maybe everything's fine. I hope so.
Look at this. He's coming in here, and he may be expecting a Reaper, but it's a Marine coming out, and he's going to hide it here.
Yeah, he's going to kill that.
He's going to wait until the Overlord gets really in here. But, you know, Dark, I think he saw that barracks, and now he's just walking away. Or rather, flying away or floating away or whatever an Overlord does. Now the Marine just a bit late, but still could go to that low ground possibly.
Yeah. I guess he's just going to let that Overlord float away.
Yeah.
Reactor is coming up right now. And, I mean, nothing else out of the ordinary here. I mean, he sent those Marines down to check the incorrect location. I guess he just didn't... He didn't see the Overlord either, so... The Overlord has, like, a greater vision range than those ground units, so I guess he just didn't see it, perhaps.
But he was flying right over that SCV building the depot. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Regardless, tries to send those Marines out, catch a different Overlord, doesn't work.
Well, you know, the Overlord is out there now, you know, kind of hiding. He's not concerned about anything. He saw that there were no bunkers or anything going up near his naturals, even though he didn't see that barracks right away. He's able to assess what's going on now. The Overlord goes around the edge. And, you know, we've got an SCV just constantly checking, making sure there's nothing weird coming his way, some sort of crazy funky Baneling timing, or those are fast roaches maybe coming. It'd be crazy to see them that early, but he just checks around the SCV, checks the watchtowers, now going over to check the third base. He's going to come up and check the natural.
Yeah. Dodges a Ling there. Pretty nicely done. Could possibly get into the space. Just lingering around the front, trying to just get more scouting information. Something TY's done very well in this matchup so far. Just all over the map, just having some good map control.
Yeah, and this SCV finally gets scouted here. Boarded away. The drones. Thought that was going to be a drone. He couldn't make it third base, but he's waiting a little bit longer. There it goes.
Yeah. Good timing. TY, he does get the scout with the SCV, but he's not going to know exactly when it's coming down now.
So we see a tech lab finishing up here. Looks like we're going to be seeing some more Banshees, most likely, coming out to join these Hellions and Marines. Switcheroo going on back at home. And Hellion production continues. We could see some Hellbats as the armory comes up in just a little bit. But for now, just going to be Hellion Banshee. And no Reapers, obviously. He's just going pure Marine. It looks like we're going to see him actually try to do that little sneak-by tactic here. There are only three Queens this time, though. And he's actually going to maybe target one of them down right now. Dark not paying attention right away, but now he sees it. But he's moving his Queens away. He's got no wall here. This is just too much firepower. In fact, this time, I think just going for the Queens might be the right choice. He just could just fight this straight up against the Lings and the Queens.
Oh, man. The drones all bunching up as well. Hellion's getting so many good shots. There's just not enough here for Dark. Again, he failed to make units, tried to go to that Roach Warren.
Yeah, well, this is just a good read by TY. I expected him to fight it straight up this time. Last time he did, and then came in late. This time he came in, fought it for a little bit, then went in later. And the worker count that the workers that he killed were definitely not even close to as significant as last time. But he killed a lot of units. He kept the Ling count low, which means he might have to make more Lings, which is less drones on the long run. And let's see what the follow-up here gets done. He's got a third command center on the way. His Banshee count is going to be, he's about to have 2. And let's see how much the first one gets done here.
Well, Spore Crawler not complete just yet. But again, no Cloak here coming in. Just trying to go cloakless. Try to get some kills here on the weakened drones. Gets 3, it looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty decent amount of damage. Second Banshee's ready to come help out soon too. And he's expecting some roaches to come across the map, but it's just not happening. Which is a good move by Dark, because this is what happened last time. The roaches were just not able to get anything done. So he just cuts that out of his build. Just says, I don't need these roaches. They're totally useless. They're not going to work out for me this time. I wanted to have them against that early pushing possible aggression, but just definitely we're beyond that now. So a few Hellions looks like going to sneak around the right side over here, find a Queen, but there's no drones really. It's not that saturated.
Yeah, it's not worth it to go on there. It looks like a Banshee snipes the Zergling. I was trying to get some scouting information done. Not going to see anything.
Repair on the Banshees is really cool, as that means that he can go ahead and use those later. They're a little bit tankier now to come in and maybe even snipe a Queen. They can one-shot drones and just ignore the Queen, kill those gas drones, which are so annoying to kill if you don't have that one-shot capability because they just keep diving back into the geyser. And I think that's what we're going to see here. Let's see how he decides to target this. He's got to be careful of that Spore Crawler.
Yep, just going to come in here, poke at those corner drones there. Gets 3, 4, 5, and just flies away. Even with 3 Queens there and a Spore Crawler, able to get a lot of damage done with those very tanky Banshees, like you were saying, after the repair.
Well, we've got medevac production started. Stim is almost done. Again, Dark has put those resources up to the test on getting the upgrades, out. But supply blocking, again, like you were talking about, is becoming a problem.
Again, I'm looking at this. I'm like, he's in the red, and he's only making 1 Overlord. Like, he's not going to be able to make continuous units. And now the Hellions are coming in here to the third base again. Does get a nice surround here.
Yep, not before a few drones go down. Not the end of the world, but kind of annoying. But yeah, that supply blocking is really just becoming a problem. And it's not entirely his fault, but he should have some extra spare overlords. It's like he was about to be supply blocked anyways. Then losing the overlord just becomes a big problem for him. It becomes this chain reaction where he's just not able to produce his overlords quickly enough. And I'm really liking TY's position. Just looking at the third base he's got up right now, the creep isn't as far as it could be right now for Dark because he's had to have his Queens back defending against these Banshees for so long. You've got this drop coming in here now, and he's got these Banshees to actually target down Banelings. I don't think he knows these Banelings are almost ready, though, and they're about to have Baneling speed. Let's see how much he can get done here. He's going to run over and target not only with his Banelings, or rather with his Banshees, but also his Marines. And you know what? He's got enough here. This is too many Marines. He let them all unload.
And they all have stim. This is going to be so incredibly hard to hold off. He's got the 2 Banshees in the back for support. He's picking off more Overlords here, Overseers as well. Banelings, rather, not getting any hits here.
Banshee does go down. Transfuses are trying to hold this off, and with Baneling speed, he is going to eventually push this back, but he sees something very critical. Still no Mutalisks. Where are the Mutalisks? There's no drop defense, so he can keep doing this. He can keep reloading his medevacs. This time maybe he comes in with Widow Mines. He killed the Overseer earlier. He's got his third base, dropping triple mules. He's hitting those cycles every time the triple mule drops. And +2 now started for him. And I think his Widow Mine counts up to about 4 right now. I'm not exactly sure how many he has, but he can just use those with his push. He can use it with his drop. And the creep is starting to finally look a little bit more comfortable for Dark. Well, there's this whole Dark, no pun intended, area to the left of the main base where he's got no vision, and that's why we keep seeing TY attack there, because he knows there's no overlords nearby, there's no vision whatsoever.
Yep, it's very smart. Do have Dark taking that 4th base. Pretty good timing here, but again, constant aggression out of TY. He's going for another drop here, and I almost guarantee that after this drop, he could drop the main once again. Only 4 Mutalisks coming out here right now. Look at this. He's actually dropping here on the high ground.
Yeah, if he saw that Overseer, he knows that just a few lanes won't be able to pick this up very easily, and I think he was hoping to maybe snipe that Overseer. He's forced units to go up that ramp, then he's just going to go drop on the low ground. Just trying to keep Dark focused on that while he comes in over here and starts picking off this creep. Scan after scan, get a lot of these tumors, pushing that creep back, eliminating that vision, eliminating that speed boost. Man, he's just not confident enough to come over here and fight this Marine force just yet. It's just not enough units. He's not ready. He doesn't feel like he's got enough Mutalisks, I think, to help out too, because without a big Mutalisk count, at least 8 to 10, he wouldn't be able to pick off the medevacs after the lift happens. He's only got 4 mutas on the map right now.
Yeah. TY, although he has been doing a really good job with the aggression all game, we do see Dark finally getting his 4th base up and saturated. He does have 80 drones. If he's given some time here to get a decent muta count and a lot of lings and banelings on the ground, maybe he starts to come back in this game. But again, TY again on the creep trying to clear it, scanning.
That's a funny scan because he scans and he's like, there's just not that much to kill here. Nice wall over here will deter these banelings from getting a lot of SCB damage, but he will kill a lot of depots, including that double depot. And look at this Bioforce, it's massive. He's just got so many Marines to work with here. There goes down that double depot, and actually an immediate repair with the others, but hold that thought. Never walk into a line of sight blocker, even if you've got mutas, you got to be careful about that. He just has so much vision. He's got this nice view of what's coming and how to spread against the banelings.
Look at this. 2 more coming in here, 2 more medevacs, but Dark very prepared. Is TY just going to go for it? Yes, he is. Going to burrow those Widow Mines at the same time, but the Muta's coming in here. Very nice Baneling hits as well.
Oh my god, the Widow Mine hit. Okay, I thought it was active, but it was not. That Widow Mine hit could have been really good, but instead, Dark crushes this army.
Yeah.
Shuts down the medevac as well.
And now he's going to start getting to work on those depots. Could possibly supply block TY here.
Does not want to fight this army, that's for sure. But another drop gets shut down, and the Mutalisk count is up to 14 now. Make that 13.
Yep, Dark is starting to pull his way back into this game, but oh man!
Okay, that was the Widow Mine shot I was talking about. I just saw the future there for a second. That's the same Widow Mine I was talking about,
It's confusing, man. You're casting, you see the future at the same time. Like, how are you supposed to do that?
Yeah, it's just I'm just trying to leak the space-time continuum in my brain.
Uh-oh, flying again. Almost into that Bioforce. Does save the Mutas.
Okay, this is a really strong Zerg army, but he needs to be careful about these Widow Mines still. That was so close, just barely out of range. Oh! Oh, we're talking milliseconds here.
Yeah, huge Ling force just gets cut in half by one Widow Mine there. Okay. Somewhere Moonblade is crying, but here we go once again. Baneling's pushing forward, not the biggest Bioforce here, but the Widow Mines, are they going to get good shots? Not really.
Yeah, it's just too many Lings in general.
Yeah, and he didn't really have his whole force together there. TY being pulled a little bit apart by Dark this time.
He's got a Thor. He's still got a solid Marine count at 32. You just need to be careful about his. He needs to keep his Widow Mines with his army if he can, because Dark is getting better about not running straight into them. Although he almost just made a fool out of me for saying that. Let's see how he's able to approach here from now on. I also want to point out there was a big Baneling trap of, I think, about 6 Banelings somewhere on that left pathway, which we don't see too often except out of, Leenock. So let's see if that ends up coming to fruition here. There it is.
He's going to try to bait them over here. He wants to get that big Marine force to try to run after that Mutaforce, but so far, unsuccessful. 5th base up here for Dark. His economy is booming.
Yeah, TY just hasn't been able to get enough damage done. He has superior upgrades, I believe. Okay, it's about to finish. 3-3 is about to finish, and then he's going to be in a great place with his upgrades. That's going to give him a little bit more pushing power, but he needs to be careful. That is a great scan. It's not for the Banelings, it's for the line of sight blocker. You got to be careful running into that.
Yeah. Did see the Banelings were in a decent position. They were off creep so that they didn't get hit by any scans trying to clear the creep. But again, like you said, scan there mainly for the line of sight blocker.
Oh! What? That That was a scary second Widowmine, too. That could have put these Mutalisks into the super danger zone.
Look at all those yellow Mutalisks.
Well, he now knows he's in a little bit more comfortable position to take a fight and to move across the map aggressively, especially with a Thor to support. That's so many Banelings, though, and 11 more on the way. That Thor tanking some of these Baneling shots. Really good splitting here by TY. Has he done enough to continue the push? That's the question. Fighting again here off creep is Dark. It's a lot of Banelings, though. Widowmine's a bit slow to burrow here. Yeah, and he's going to target that Thor. He's got that magic box. Those two Widowmines to the right side are not doing anything for him here. And now there's just not enough Bioforce under here. It's pure Marauder. And this is just too much damage. Dark is looking like he wants to take this to a game 5.
He's really looking like he's grabbed his conscience here. He's grabbed a hold of himself. Or I guess that's what they would say in Korean there. Grabbed his mental.
He's grabbed his mental, man, and we're going into this 17 more Banelings. And with 17 more Banelings coming through here, 15 Mutas to spare. All he really needs is to get that creep back up to the watchtower. He's got a base to the top right. He still has 84 Harvesters, an Ultralisk Cavern, and 3-3 on the way. TY needs to take a good fight here. I'm not sure the best way to do it, though.
Widowmine hit went off on something. Maybe it looks like it was just that Overseer.
Yeah, I think you're right. A few of these units getting trapped here, but I guess it's okay if he gets these shots. And he gets some really decent shots off on these Widowmines.
Dark so aggressive with this push, not scared to fight off creep. He knows he's taking a big lead here.
Look at the Baneling count. He's got 20 Banelings. The 36 Marines, he's fighting Banelings on Thors. Slow down there, Nest T. We're not that far ahead in the game.
Widowmine hits a ton of Banelings and Lings here, but there's not a lot of units back here for TY.
He's just, he can't even move out of his base. He's still got 142 supply, but he's got such a problem with his infrastructure and the main base being camped. There's burrowed Lings everywhere that he may have even forgotten about. Let's see. No, it looks like he's actually scanning the main base right now. He wants to see if there's a hive or not. Because he's like, oh god, I better stop making Thors red. I need to start making more Marauders and to get ready for the Ultralisk switch.
I mean, as he does that, he starts in with
the Thors are not horrible against Ultralisks, but
yeah,
rather have more Marauders if you can. He's just got such a resource problem right now that he can only make Marines. If he makes Thors, he's going to need to do some switching on his tech labs, and the Marines are the most efficient, quick way for him to get units out here.
Yeah, look at the gas bank here for TY. He's just not able to use it. He's got 17,000 gas that's just sitting there. 1,700 gas, I should say. 17,000 gas would be pretty crazy.
1,700 or 17,000, man. He certainly can't use it with 160 minerals. Here comes a big attack into here. The Ultras have joined up with a fight. Great hits there on the SCVs, but I don't think he wants to stay here. Not against that planetary with this many Marines underneath. But he's about to have 3-3. A few more Ultralisks are coming down. Looks like that scan may have actually revealed the Ultralisk Cavern itself. I'm not sure, but regardless, he knows that there are Ultralisks now on the map. Is he making more Marauders? I want to see that production tab. I don't think he really is, because I haven't seen any switching. Okay, now he's starting those tech labs. He's adding more Widowmines, because Widowmines ignore that armor. And everybody knows Widowmines are pretty good against all Zerg units as long as they can get their hits off.
Yeah, definitely. 3-3, though, is done now for Dark here. Again, he just has total control of this game. I feel like even going for that planetary, it was a little bit too far of a stretch, but based on how far ahead he is, it doesn't really matter at this point. Looks like he's just going to try to go right for the throat here, down the middle. Look at all those Banelings and the Lings and the Ultralisks in the front to tank as well.
Yeah, this is just so many Banelings, way too many Banelings to handle with Marines alone. He needs those Thors to get up there and start doing the damage. Really good building placement here, and GG. It's just too much. He's got the building placement to hide behind. He's got the Widowmines, in a good spot. He's got Thors in there, but he's like, I